All right, everyone, welcome back to H2H, the NFL pick show in which Tasos and I battle it out each and every week. We are now in week number 3 of the NFL season, and Tasos, Jameis Winston out here. I ate a W last week. We're now 1-1 in the rubber match season, right? Because you won season 1, I won season 2. We're 2 weeks deep now into season 3, and I'm coming off of a win. I had a decent week. I mean, not exactly the best. You did have the fade me round, and that was one of my losers. But DK Metcalf, you didn't love that pick, did you? That one comes through. He does score a touchdown against his old team, and it's funny because we both were like, I don't know if he's going to have a good game, but they might force it to him in the red zone. They forced it to him in the red zone. He made a catch. And then Joey Sly, plus 150 field goals made. Big one there. I would say your biggest notable play, and we were kind of talking about it before we hit the record button, you doubled down on the Broncos. How'd that turn out for you?
One of the most infuriating games to watch, knowing that you had, and like I said, I bet that myself too, and I put a healthy amount of money on it in real life. And watching that last few seconds, seeing them miss the 60-yard field goal, and that euphoria of like, I won it, I did it, we're good to go. And then see the flag come out and have it become a 45-yard field goal. And you just knew the minute the flag came out and it was a 15-yard penalty, it was like he's making this one 100%. You miss the first one, you're 100% making the next one, especially when it's 15 yards closer. So very frustrating. To be fair, the Broncos shouldn't have put themselves in that position to begin with. I guess the Colts are for real. What can I say? But yeah, I know I stooped to your level with the Matt Gay prop. That's another one where pretty sure if my memory serves me correct,
he missed two.
He missed the field goal in the game. Yeah, so it's
he missed two. I think he literally missed two.
It was a disaster of a week. I mean, the Charger one, at least I got that one right, so I can at least walk out of that saying I didn't go 0-4. But my goodness, I mean, it was rough. It was a rough week out there.
I noticed that you say you didn't go 0-4, kind of like a little subtle shot, at me going 0-4 in week 1 on the show?
Maybe
is that what you're doing?
If that's how you want to take it, you could take it however you'd like.
Maybe you didn't even mean it. I'm just too smart for my own good.
I don't have a winless. I don't have a winless week. That's all I'm going to say.
That's fair enough. What I will say about that Colts and Broncos thing, we don't have to spend too much time on it because we'll dive into the show shortly. But isn't it ridiculous? Like, I hate when refs calls like that. Now, that wasn't someone took someone's head off or something where you're like, okay, buddy, you got to blow the whistle. Those types of penalties to decide a game are just so like irking some way. Like, even I would imagine a Colts fan. Now, I'm not a Colts fan, so they're probably happy. But even a Colts fan's kind of like, don't love to win it that way. Like, you're obviously not apologetic about a win, but that's just so annoying. That's like, feels like it's like the show's on me. I'm going to make a call.
You never apologize for the wins, but I think if you're a non-biased fan, you can kind of sit there in your head and go, "Wow, we just got gifted a win." Which, you know, as a Patriots fan over the years, I've definitely seen my fair share of that.
Enough.
But you know, yeah, it was when the penalty has nothing to do with the actual play itself. It's the most infuriating thing, and it's like, what are we doing here? But yeah, it was. Yep. It was brutal. My heart was, I was so happy, and then sadness and happy and sad. It was awful.
That's got to be tough.
Welcome to sports betting.
But they're calling you small game tosses out there because every time you double down on a play, it seems like it doesn't come through.
Hold on.
I don't know. My phone's been blowing up. My phone's been blowing up. I'm getting text small game tosses. The big games he can't win. He doubles down in week 1, loses that one. Doubles down in week 2, loses that one. Small game tosses.
You know what? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, Tasos Klimos. We're gonna keep doing the double downs. I'm not
my high school yearbook quote.
Actually, of course it was.
There you go. Fine, you won me over. I'm back on your side. But all right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into this. If you guys don't know how the show works, Tasos and I, like I said, go back and forth each and every week here. But it's a little unique. We have a wheel that pops up on the screen. It decides the order in which we pick, as well as the actual categories that we have to dive into. So you'll see a few wheels on your screen throughout the show. But Tasos, ready to go ahead and dive into it?
I'm ready. I'm ready for a bounce back week. Let's go.
All right. On your screen now, you guys should see 3 Tasso slices, 3 Ev slices spinning on the wheel. Whoever this lands on first goes first, and then it's a snake draft from there on out. Let's go ahead and spin it, Tassos.
I'm feeling generous, Ev. I want you to have this today.
All right.
I'm feeling very generous. You know, but you're going to get it because I want you to have it, and you're going to have it, and you're going to get it. So congratulations.
All right. So I do lead off round number 1. A second wheel now is going to pop up on your screen. Now, this is the important one. Not that the order isn't important, but this is the one that whatever this lands on, Tasos and I have to partake in that category for our picks. We have 2 spreads, 2 player props. We have a plus money play, an anytime touchdown play, a money line, a Thursday night football, and a total spot. Whatever this lands on, that's what we're looking at. So Tasos, I'm going first. I honestly kind of like I like a few things today, but I'm not gonna lie. There's actually I'm not gonna give away what I'm liking, but I will say there's a few spots that I absolutely hate this
Yep.
week. So you could get a little lucky if it lands on one of those, but I'm not telling you what it is. Let's spin it.
So breaking news, people. Ev just said that there's some things he likes and some things he doesn't like. Just to let you guys know.
Guess
Breaking
what?
news.
This is one of the ones I like. Anytime touchdown as play number 1.
This was a comment. I think a commenter
this was from Who Cares, so it didn't come up last week, but Who Cares commented this last 2 weeks ago. By the way, guys, perfect little segue into something I was gonna forget, but Tasso saved me there. If you have any wheel ads, any categories, any cool things you like, go ahead and let us know down in the comments. Shout out to Who Cares for giving us the anytime touchdown prop idea. I mean, Tassos, we probably should have covered that one ourselves, but you know what? Who Cares hooked it up? Like that would have been an easy one to add in. But all right. Let me dive into what I like here. Okay, I don't know how you're gonna deny this one because anytime touchdowns kind of like, if it happens, it happens. Just like DK, he had 2 catches for a few yards and a touchdown last week. I'm looking at a guy that rarely goes 2 games without scoring a touchdown. He's got a matchup in which I think they should be able to exploit. He's got a quarterback that is winning the world over. Mike Evans hasn't scored in 2 games. He's going up against the Jets this week for plus 155 on DK, anytime touchdown score. Like I said, you're going to have a tough time denying it unless I were to go from left field and pick a name. You know what I mean? It's tough to deny it. But what do you think of Mike Evans anytime touchdown for plus 155?
I'm kind of mad that I didn't think about that at all. But yeah, I mean, how the Jets. So it's funny with the Jets because I think after week 1, everyone's like, "Oh, this team's actually better than you think." And then they play Buffalo.
Where'd you lean in that game? Because the world was on. Oh, you had the over, right? Which you kind of get screwed there because
but I also had Bills in that game too. That was one that I was like, it was the easiest pick I think I made all week. Was like, yeah, Bills are not losing.
The world was on Jets plus 7.5. Yeah, and I was like, guys, the Bills are good.
Especially because you see how the Steelers, and it kind of takes back to what we talked about last week. We were both kind of high on the Steelers.
Yeah.
I think their defense, there are some legitimate questions now because the Seahawks dropped 31 on them. Granted, it wasn't all offense, some special team stuff too. But, I think there's some legitimate questions right now with the Steelers. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's the funky part about the early NFL where it's like, a team like the Jets week 1 come out and it's like, are they really that good or are the Steelers just that bad? And so that same thing with the Colts. That's one of the reasons why I took Denver last week was they played a Miami team. I don't know if the Colts are really just that good or if the Dolphins are just that bad. So, Colts, I think they proved themselves a little bit. But yeah, no, I mean, this is a Jets team. It's the Jets. And I think the thing is that I think when they play the Steelers so tight, everyone kind of was like, oh, maybe the Jets could be something this year. And it's like, no, they were never a great team. This was kind of my take in my preseason video, where I was like, they're not going to be a good team by any means, but they're going to be a frisky team where they're going to come out like they did against the Steelers week 1, and maybe Justin Fields has some great runs and they keep it close. But I mean, yeah, this Jets team is a mess, and their defense 2 weeks in a row now has not looked good at all. I mean, Aaron Rodgers threw all over it. The Bills ran all over it. So, Mike Evans got a touchdown here. Like I said, he hasn't gotten one yet. He's so due. And what did you get this for? I think I see right now DraftKings is plus 155.
Yep, there we go, plus 155. And guess what? The last time he didn't do this was this, I think, upcoming week. Technically, yeah, this upcoming week last year. So in terms of, last time he didn't have two. Last time he went without a touchdown for 2 straight weeks. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So not 2 straight, I guess 3 straight weeks. The last time he had 2 touchdowns heading into. You guys get it, Tasos. You get it. He had 2 touch. He has not scored a touchdown.
Keep going.
I'm starting to just innately hate my own pick because I can't word the thing that I want to say. The last time he went 2 games without a touchdown, he bounced back and scored 1, and that happened a year ago. He's had at least 1 every 2 weeks for the last calendar year. Boom.
You got it. There you go. Way to take it home.
Screw you. All right. What do you got? Anytime touchdown scorer here. Where are you going to come from?
Yeah, I have a couple of things here. I've been looking. I think this is probably the way I'm going to go ahead and lean. And I'm going with Debo Samuel, anytime touchdown against the Raiders on Sunday. I'm grabbing it for plus 155 also over on DraftKings. So far this year, 2-2. He scored a touchdown in both
Yep.
games for the Commanders. Washington, they're coming off of they have a little bit extra rest coming into this matchup with the Raiders. I don't know if you watched the game last night. That Raiders team, and I kind of called, again, I had an overall bad week, but I did have a couple spots where, like, the Bills, the Chargers, even the Pats, I called the Pats winning that game. Like, there was a couple spots where I knew where it was going. This Raiders team is not that good. And I think that win versus the New England Patriots in week 1, way more about New England's struggles in their first week with their new look team versus how the Raiders, they looked not great. To be fair, their defense, honestly, has been more impressive than I thought it would be. They've held the Patriots to 20 and the Chargers to 20. So, the Patriots to 13.
Watching that game, though, not to cut you off, but even that game last night, like, the Chargers almost stalled out. I don't know if I give the Raiders much credit for it. I think the Chargers stalled out in a way that they almost were like, the Raiders are not doing anything right now. You know what I mean? That they lost their mojo because the first few drives of that game, the Chargers, okay, maybe we got like a little bit more of a fight than we thought, right? And then all of a sudden, it was like, okay, let's score a few touchdowns in a row. And it's like Chargers off to the races. That was the score at halftime, right? 20-6. And then it just stayed I don't know if I'm almost agreeing with you in a sense, right? I don't think the Raiders defense stopped the Chargers. I think they just kind of like stalled out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I keep going with where you're going on this one, because I think
I think the key point, and like I said, we both agree on it. I don't think this Raiders team is all that great. Whether I'm talking about offense or defense, I don't think they're all that special. The biggest question mark here is if whether or not Jaden Daniels is going to go. And that's the one scary part here, because obviously he's not 100%. That's the one area where I would say I'm a little bit concerned. But Debo, first couple weeks, I've been pretty impressed with him. Number one, now part of this is because I think Terry McLaurin, the whole offseason holdout thing, that does affect him. He wasn't practicing. You got a little bit of a sluggish start, but Debo Samuel is dominating the target share right now for the Commanders. 26.1% target share through 2 weeks. So Jaden Daniels, really liking what he's seeing from Debo. And if that's just overall targets, if we go ahead and narrow it down to red zone targets, now granted, they haven't really had a ton of red zone trips, but he is targeting the red zone. We know in San Francisco he was used as a weapon. You can use him in the passing game, in the run game. I just think Debo's been a very valuable weapon, and it's nice to see that. I think a lot of people thought he would drop off after being traded to Washington. He looks pretty good. Not great. I wouldn't say he's as powerful as he was in his peak Niner days, but he looks solid. They're using him well. 2 touchdowns already this season. Plus 155 against the Raiders defense that in the first couple weeks. Let's look at the Chargers game, for example. Both Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnson, who are two of the, obviously higher up in the target share for the Chargers, scored touchdowns. Demario Douglas for the Patriots scored a touchdown. Like, these are the guys who are, I wouldn't necessarily say they're the top guys, because obviously Ladd McConkey obviously is up there as well. He didn't score a touchdown, but their big play guys are getting touchdowns. Debo Samuel, a big play guy for the Commanders. I think it's a pretty good bet, considering that he's been doing it consistently already this year. For plus 155, value is definitely there.
Yeah, I can't mind it, I don't mind it whatsoever. He did have a red zone rush in week number 1 too against the Giants, which is good. And you kind of mentioned like a concern of yours that Jaden Daniels could be out, right? Tasos, I kind of like it even more if he's not. What do backup quarterbacks, and I think Marcus Mariota is the backup, right, of the Washington. What do they do when they come in? They feed the big name. Like, you're not throwing to Noah Brown. Noah Brown's good. I'm not trying to, but you know what I mean? Like Marcus Mariota is throwing to either Terry or Debo in the red zone. Like, backup quarterbacks do not want to miss an opportunity of what they have to do. They're going to throw the ball to the bigger weapons. And if Jaden Daniels is out, there might not be a better playmaker on the Commanders. You know what I mean? So they would drop some plays. Too,
and to double down on your point there about how maybe even honestly, Jaden Daniels being out could honestly, I don't want to say it's a better spot, but
I think they might draw up Debo plays because he's the creative receiver. Terry is obviously the better one.
He's a gadget guy. Perfect. You can use him in the run game. You can use him off a screen. You can throw it down.
Wow, this might be my favorite play of yours ever.
Yeah, it's like I said. I think that you can use Debo in so many ways. So whether it be Daniels or Mariota, or even if they go ahead and bring Sam Howell back, wherever he is, or if Sam Hartman's still hanging around, whoever it is, I think Debo's the most creative weapon you have, and I think you can do so much with him, especially if you get in the red zone, where I feel like him to score a touchdown, especially for plus 155.
Yep.
The value is definitely there.
I like it. I like it. I kind of like a head-to-head little parlay too. Of if
Yeah,
anyone's
not
watching,
bad at
just for
all.
fun, Mike Evans, Debo, Tasos and I are in
And I like
agreement.
yours too. I mean, we're both
Yeah.
agreeing.
We usually don't agree, but all right. Should we move on to round number 2? There, we kind of glazed up Mike Evans and definitely Debo. Debo's walking away feeling
Yeah.
pretty damn good from H2H this week. But
Yep,
let's dive.
absolutely.
Let's go ahead and dive into round number 2 here.
So can I ask, because I know you mentioned earlier about how there's some things you like. You were very vague. Can I ask you what's a category that you don't like?
That's
like,
what I don't
do
want to
hope
tell
you
you.
don't get?
I can tell you one. I do have multiple. I'm being honest here. I have multiple
Okay.
I don't like. Totals I hate this week.
Thank you. Me too. God, we're seeing eye to eye.
All right. Tassos and I are actually friends this week. This is gonna be awesome.
But you know what that means, though, right? We're getting a total here on this spin.
Yeah, you know it is. All right. Well, let's both pray for no total. But guys, that anytime touchdown now gets kicked off the wheel, and we have everything that I mentioned before. Less than anytime touchdown, no total. Let's cross our fingers.
It's gonna be. I have a.
Nope. That's so far away.
Good. Money line. Oh, if we stick this, I got to pick.
You're starting us off too, Tassos. This is one of the other ones I don't like.
Really?
You know what's really
I
weird?
don't have a ton here. I do have like one play that I really like.
I like, which is interesting because looking at some of the spreads, I like spread a lot more than money line this week.
I would agree with that. There are some good spreads this week.
All right, take it away.
I'm going with this one, and gosh, there's a part of me that's like, dude, you can't keep doing this to yourself. You just can't. But I cannot see this team going to 0-3. I just cannot see it. I'm going with the Houston Texans on the money line against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
My only one that I have on my list.
There's first of all, no better confidence booster than seeing you react that way. But
I knew when you said that, I was like, I know exactly where he's going.
There's no way this Texans team can go 0-3. And they haven't looked good. The offensive line, legitimately, like there was talks obviously coming into the year, like, oh, the offensive line is going to be bad. It's a problem. It's a huge problem. But this is a matchup where I feel like you can get by without the offense. To be fair to Houston, to give them some credit here, they played the Rams and the Bucks the first 2 weeks. So tough competition. I mean, those are two legit playoff teams in the NFC. Now you get to play Jacksonville, who, they lost to the Bengals last week where Jake Browning played a good majority of that game replacing Joe Burrow. You had Trevor Lawrence waving off Liam Cohen on the sideline already. Like 2 weeks in, he's already waving off his head coach. Now they went in the post-game press conference and they downplayed it, but there's definitely some early struggles as they try to get comfortable with each other and acclimated to the new system. I think this is a really tough defensive matchup. Jacksonville got to play Carolina's defense and Cincinnati's defense the first 2 weeks. This is a huge jump up. Because that's the one thing. I mean, Houston hasn't looked great, but the one thing you can say, their defense has been pretty solid. Where they've been losing these games is just their offense. I mean, they gave up 14 points to the Rams, and they held Tampa Bay to 20 points in that game, which, considering how good the Bucs offense with Baker is, holding them to 20 is a pretty decent score. It's just their offense that has been abysmal. And so I think the Jaguars defense is definitely the weakest defense they've played so far this year. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think my expectations for Houston have definitely changed a bit, seeing how they've started. But this defense is so damn good, and I don't think the Jaguars' offensive line is that great. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be under some extreme pressure here. And I don't know if you caught this, but Brian Thomas Jr., I don't know, didn't look like himself in week 2. Like, seemed a little squeamish. Like, there were a couple moments where it's like he should have had a catch, and he lets up. I don't know if he's afraid, if there's an injury going on, or he doesn't seem 100%. And so I have some question marks with the Jaguars. I just think Houston's defense in this spot should be able to go ahead and take care of business. And it's just honestly a value play too. Like, can you imagine 2 weeks ago us saying the Texans would be underdogs in this game?
Yeah, I know. We were both pretty big on them. And I mean, let me take it away too, because I clearly liked this play.
Yeah.
And I have a couple reasons why. This Texans defense, we know that they're very, very good. Yes, Baker leads the drive and all that, but let's not downplay how freaking good the Bucks, Baker, and that offense is, right? You know what I mean? Like that's not the Texans' fault in a sense. What I will say is that this Texans defense, they are one of the probably, I'd say, like 5 to 8 teams that can, in any given week, go in and play man defense, go in and play zone defense, whatever you want. And to their credit, Trevor Lawrence is a clear cut. Now, this is using last year's data and the first 2 weeks of data. A clear cut guy that struggles it's 51.3% in terms of completion percentage against man. If the Texans just throw man at him, they give him a little bit of pressure, they'll give him trouble. Now, I think we both said either in the preseason or the week one that, like, yeah, obviously Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence is probably in the best situation he's been in so far in his career, potentially, right? Which is fair. But this Texans defense is legitimate. Their offensive line obviously has looked really, really bad, but even against the Bucks, it's like no team blitzes more than the Bucks. This
Yeah.
Jacksonville team will probably draw up some pressure, but not the same degree. I expect the Texans to have like a legitimate, like, what the bleep are we doing here? Let's go play. We have CJ Stroud. We have, I was going to say Joe Mixon by accident, Nick Chubb, who is a good, I mean, it's hard to come back from an injury like him, but he's still a, like,
His best
let's
days
lower
are
our shoulder.
behind him, but he's still solid.
Sure, he's not a yeah, exactly. Nico Collins, you know what I mean? And you have a really, really good defense. This Jacksonville team is being overvalued because of 1 week against the Panthers. Realistically, they could have or should have won. Like, Jake Browning comes in last week. That's Jacksonville's time.
Yeah.
The fact that they don't do that, what are we doing? So yeah, it's something that I'm loving in terms of an actual play myself, and then clearly was my one money line spot here.
And one last point before you give your pick is just like the Jaguars offense, like for everyone like kind of hyping them up, they scored 26 and 27, which are obviously in the NFL,
Yeah.
in college, those are good numbers. But considering the defenses they played, I don't know, you kind of expect a little bit.
That's a good point.
I mean, maybe it's stupid to say more because, again, 27 points is a decent scoring total.
I wouldn't say more, but this at least is like they're going to get punched in the mouth more than you'd think. Yeah.
Those two defenses they played are weaker. Like the Bengals and the Panthers have two of the weakest. They're bottom 10 defenses in the league. This is a completely different thing. And the Jaguars defense, they got a little bit exposed against Cincinnati in week 2, considering Jake Browning came in and just kind of did. And now, granted, he did throw some picks in that game, but they still scored 31 points and won the game at the end of the day.
Yep. And you get that for what looks like plus 112.
Plus 112. So
like
I said, they're an underdog in this spot. Like I said, if you can go ahead and look at real quick before you give your pick the line movement. It's pretty funny how things change in just a matter of weeks. This line opened. Now, granted, this is, we're going back a little bit, but if you go back to August, the Texans about to like minus 135 to win this
overreaction,
game.
Tasos, huh? So that's clearly, like, I still believe in that Texans team. You know what I mean? Kind of midsummer before the season starts. We're both high on the Texans, so maybe we're both kind of crazy, but
yeah, well, that's why I said I just 0-3 to me for this team would be catastrophic. Crazy. I just don't see it.
All right. I'm going to go in a direction here that 0-3 does not sound catastrophic, but let's make it clear that I had one money line play on my list and you took it. So even if you hate this pick, I don't want you coming down my throat, which I didn't say.
maybe pause.
Pause. All right. Cowboys plus 100 against the Bears.
That was my other one.
Good.
Yep.
The reason being, and it's very, very simple, Dak is legit. In my preseason futures, my own video, I took his over in passing yards. If he stays healthy, he's on pace for like 4,600. I need 3,700. This Bears team, I do believe in a little bit of progression. I do believe they'll get better and better. This is like the kiss of death, but I think I'm starting to just bail on Caleb Williams. I think that he'll be good, but this guy misses throws when he needs to, and I think that the Dallas defense is rough. I'll give Chicago the opportunity to score some points in this game. I think Dak in that offense is pretty damn good, and if it's like a shootout or hey, we can't stop each other, I'll take the better offense. We saw Dak and the Cowboys beat a bad team last week, not the way that anyone would have predicted or wanted, right? But they still went out there and did that. I mean, I know you had the Cowboys, right, in your Oracle picks. I had the Cowboys as well. I took them alternate line, like 6.5 or 6 for plus money, and we both lose that. But realistically, this is still an offense that I think they're shutting people up. No one really was like, oh, this Cowboys offense is going to be good. Everyone thought that this team would be bad. They're paying Dak too much money. The offense is good. Do I think the defense is good? No, but I think if we have to convert or we have to score or we have to go out there and have a drive, they do that better than the Bears. So yeah, the Bears eventually will kind of hit their stride, but for plus money and when I had limited options here, it was kind of a reaction play. I like the Cowboys.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's like if I honestly, it was between these two, the Texans and the Cowboys, the
Okay,
two Texans
that
teams.
makes me feel better because I didn't even have the Cowboys on my list. It really was Texans are done for me.
Yeah, like I said, I like Dallas. I think it's more about maybe it's less about liking Dallas and more just with Chicago, where it's like if you look at the two games that both teams have played, the Cowboys lost by 4 to the defending Super Bowl champions and kept that
Yep.
game close the entire game. And then, granted, going to overtime and letting the New York Giants, who scored 6 points against Washington in Week 1, then score 37 and Russell Wilson throw for almost 500 yards
Yeah.
after everyone wanted him benched. Not the best look, but they still won the game, which is the important thing at the end of the day. And their offense looks legitimate. Versus the Bears, who Week 1 absolutely blow the game away to a Vikings team who then the following week looked hideous versus the Falcons Sunday Night Football. And then you get curb stomped by a Lions team that in Week 1 looked terrible. Yeah. Like when you combine all the factors, like, yeah, Dallas, I don't think they're a great team, but like you said, their offense is legit. For the Bears, I don't know what's legit. Their defense, which was supposed to be good, I think is the biggest red flag. Their defense is not good at all right now. They're JJ McCarthy had success and Jared Goff had so much success. And offensively, there have been a couple of things like Rome Odunze in year 2 really looks like he stepped up a little bit. I have him in fantasy, for example.
I think that's like a one positive. I think that and everything else is kind of like
yeah. I mean, they're going to get better. I think offensively they're going to get better. I think like the thing is, it's a new offense. Caleb Williams year 2, like it's but they have like I think with the weapons they have, they improved the offensive line. Offensive line takes time to gel, especially with all the new pieces they added.
Yep.
I think it's going to take time, but now having to play the Cowboys the next week, like I think it's going to take. This is going to be a building year for the Bears. I don't think they're going to win a lot of games. I think it's going to be a 5 or 6 win team that later in the year might be able to put some wins together. But early part of the season, they got a lot of issues to figure out. And I'm with you on Caleb Williams, where it's like I think the thing with Caleb is I think he can be good, and I think he will be good. But I don't think he'll be what people were saying. He honestly reminds me a lot of Trevor Lawrence in the fact that when he came into the draft, everything was like generational talent. This guy's the next Mahomes. Same with Trevor Lawrence. He's the next Peyton Manning. All these things. And like even with Trevor Lawrence, there are moments where I watch him like, yeah, I can see why people thought that. He's good. But he's never going to be what I think people thought coming into the NFL. Caleb Williams, the same thing. Now, Williams, he's a little too early to maybe say that. You can make that argument. With Trevor Lawrence, we're so many years into it now. I watch Caleb and I see it. I see the moments from USC where I'm like, all right, that's where I saw watching him in college where he was so great. But I do think that he has some stuff in his game that I don't know if he's going to be able to fix. So I'm with you on that point. I do think it's going to be a close game because I do think the public is so off of Chicago right now. Yeah. That's the one that kind of scares me a little bit, but I think Dallas is just the better team. So I think their offense is so much better.
I'll throw this in too. I actually would think 10 times more about this play if I wasn't getting plus 100 right now over on DK. You know what I mean? Like if this was even like FanDuel has it, BetMGM minus 110, minus 115. It's like, yeah, I don't think I'd like it as much, but I do think Dallas, just like we saw, we're recording this Tuesday. So last night when the Bucks had to go down there and score against the Texans, crunch time and all that, it's like that's the type of situation, worst case scenario, I could see Dallas being in. Okay, man, our defense stinks. Obviously, Chicago's able to score on us, but we have a 2-minute drill, 1-minute drill, whatever you want to call it. Dallas goes down there and scores on this Bears defense.
They're never afraid. Like they're never afraid to have the ball in their hands. Like it's not like with Chicago. Like that Vikings game is a prime example where like even when they blew it, they still had opportunities to still take the game back and win it. And they put the ball in Caleb's hands, and the offense couldn't make a play. With Dallas, you don't really have that concern. If you put the ball in Dak Prescott's hands, you have a chance to make a play every single time he touches the football. Yep. That's not something the Bears have. That's why the Cowboys, and like you said, I think the key thing here is the value. If Dallas was minus 145, I wouldn't touch this play.
I agree. And also throw in the fact that I talked about like a situational driving down the field. They might have the best kicker in the league.
Oh, but it's not even a must. It's by far. Crazy. I mean, it's crazy.
Yep. All right. So we are Tasos. That's 4 picks in now where we don't really have too much disagreement. That's an obscurity between in this show. So guys, if you made it this far into the video, go ahead and comment friends down below. Yep. FREINDS. Did I spell that right?
No.
Spelling bee champ.
FRIENDS.
Friends. No, I think I got it right.
Google. We gotta
Nope, you're
Google
right. You're right. Wait, I
that.
thought
There's
I
Yeah.
had it backward. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I'm pretty sure. Listen, I didn't win a lot of
Well,
spelling
guys,
bees in
guess
my
what?
days,
It's
but
gonna be down to you. I mean, usually I'm a spelling bee champ, but not today. It's gonna be up to you. Do you
when
want
in
to
like
spell?
first grade, kindergarten, when were you a
No,
spelling bee
I don't think
champ?
I ever won it, but I like to say it. If you do want to comment that, spell it the way I spelled it, or spell it the way Tasso spelled it. Go ahead.
So
All
spell it
right.
the right way, my way, or spell it incorrectly.
Yeah, but
Answer's
you're the
way.
villain of the show. You're the villain. That being
Yeah,
said,
that's true. That's true.
people do seem to like you for whatever reason. All right, here we go. We now have no more money line on here. That was only one money line, I believe. Yep. All right,
Yep.
Tassos, you're gonna be leading us off, or I'm gonna be leading
Nope.
us off. I caught myself. I
You
caught
caught it
myself.
quick. Yep.
Yep, that doesn't count. I think I
It's
want player
coming.
prop.
Give it like another week or
I know.
two.
I know. You can
It's gonna
sense it,
happen.
right? Don't you dare!
No!
Don't you dare!
Go, 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 go. Oh!
Oh
Thank
man.
God you're leading us off. I get a little bit of time here to think.
Oh my god. I have one on my list here and I don't even like it. I'm going to say cuz I know my strategy is going to be to say this quickly so you don't have time. It's going to be let me make sure I got it right. Titans and Colts under. Let me get the right line. Oh, I got to do this quick so you don't under. Jesus, where is this thing? On under 44 and a half. Minus 125 on Novig right now. I think we could see a little, like everyone's kind of high on the Colts, so I'm sensing some regression in this Titans team. I don't like, right? I mean, I feel like that should be safe in a sense. Under 44 and a half, it's the only one I had on my board. And again, it just kind of comes down to potential Colts regression. That's all I have to say. If anyone's viewing and hoping for like more analysis than that, I told you about 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago that I hate totals this week.
Can you give me a little more insight into
All
the
right,
Titans?
yeah, because just so you can spend some time there. Okay, I'll be
No.
a
I want
nice
to hear
guy.
I want to hear what you think about Cam Ward and the Titans. So go ahead.
I'll be a good guy. So Cam Ward through a couple weeks here. Now, granted, he did go up against Denver. I'll give you a little bit of time here. Denver, and I think Denver is a good defense, even though they didn't really look all that great in week number 2, right? I still think Denver has playmakers. They take away your number one target with Surtain and all that. Then the Rams, I think the Rams might sneaky be a defensive contender that people might not really buy into all that much. The Colts is the biggest piece of this because now you have a Colts team that, and by the way, am I saving you enough time here? Are you feeling good? Because feel free to give me the green light whenever you need. But
I have my picks. I have my picks. I'm trying to figure out the odds is what I'm going to do. But I have my picks.
Sure. I'll finish this up. But I will say that the Colts, 33 points, 29 points, they could be a legit offense. And I do get it. I think that people do really sleep on Jonathan Taylor, and as a guy that like was the best running the back in the league, 3-4 years ago, or one of, the fact that he's still very, very good. And I do think that he even has potential to be one of the highest carry volume guys in the league. Like he's very, very good. I do think at some point this Colts team could be, and now this is a drastic analogy, could be, do you remember last year, Tasos, when everyone was like, oh my God, the Saints are so good? And then comes like week 3 or week 2, whenever it was.
That was bad.
And then they were like literally one of the worst teams in the league. I'm not saying that the Colts will be one of the worst teams in the league, but I'm saying about the over projection of how good this Colts team, and using good or great as the word, I really don't fully buy into it. Like even that Denver game, like, yeah, they made plays when they needed to. They ran the ball when they should, passed the ball when they should. It's like, this is Daniel Jones still, and he's a ticking time bomb. So,
well,
give me that under.
He's actually Indiana Jones now, so it's a little different these days.
Fair.
But I hear what you're saying.
All right.
I think you know what? I'll give you credit because you did a pretty good job of holding down the fort while and genuinely I had my picks pretty early on, but I was just trying to figure it out what the odds were going to be. All right.
Yeah. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, the people.
Do you have any thought on my pick, or are you just?
Oh, I'm going to be honest.
We both don't like totals.
My attention span was not exactly the highest. I think I might have blanked out the last minute.
You do know what pick I have, right?
Titans, Colts under.
Yep. There we go. Okay. Yeah. All right. Give me yours.
I guess I'll just say one thing on your pick. I do think both the defenses are solid enough where it's Tennessee did score 19 versus the Rams last week, but I'm with you where offense. I really just don't know what to make of that yet. Like I said, I don't know if it's guess. I don't know if it's necessarily giving Saints vibes because the difference was with the Saints is like they didn't really forget who they beat, but I think that team was so obvious early on. It's like this is not going to work out. Versus with the Colts, it's like I don't know. They have the
Yeah, that Denver
infrastructure
win.
to go ahead and
Denver wins a good look for sure.
yeah.
All
But
right,
he's
give me
Indiana
yours.
Jones now, so. All right, so this is something that people have been asking for. I've been seeing the comments, and I'm like, you know what?
I knew it was coming.
I'm waiting for the right moment to strike, and we're bringing back the total tees. So
The
we
big
have two
tease.
totals here. We're going overs on both of these. I have the. Let me just make sure I have the odds pulled up. I'm taking the over. It's a 6-point teaser, 2-leg tease, minus 135 on DraftKings. 6-point tease. So we have the over in the Falcons Panthers game, which we're now getting at over 37.5. These are two teams with defenses that have question marks about, offenses that have some pop to it. I think Atlanta could honestly probably do more of the heavy lifting with this offensive game, if we're being honest. My one fear with that line, the Falcons defense, if you look at the dashboard, which is right now updated for 2025 DVOA numbers, Atlanta's defense, DVOA. Now, a lot of that is going to be because of the Vikings game. They're like the second best defense in terms of DVOA.
Yep.
Like their defense has been phenomenal. Granted, Tampa Bay did score 23 in week 1. And then, like I said, the Minnesota game definitely skews that data down.
Yep.
But I think Atlanta will do most of the heavy lifting. Carolina's defense legitimately does not look good. And I think the Panthers offense will have just enough contribution. Remember, the total with the teaser is only 37.5. So we don't need a lot of points here to get this total. I do want to I'll pull up in a second the head-to-head numbers for that matchup, but I'll give you guys the second leg of the teaser.
I got it. It's gone last couple of years here, 38-20 and then 44-38.
Yeah, they're higher scoring games. I mean, these are shootouts usually between these two. Again, 38 is all we need between the two of them. I mean, even if Atlanta dominates again, 28-10 cashes this line.
Yeah.
So you really don't need much. The other one is the over in the Cardinals-Niners game, which we're putting it down to 38.5. Very much the same principle. These are two division teams. And this one, I do have it pulled up here. Their scoring histories between the two of them. Or actually, I did, and then I don't know what
24-23 and 47-24. Both hit their actual over of the line this week. Never mind your teaser.
So I appreciate the assist there with the number. They didn't have them pulled up, but to be fair, I did kind of do that on the fly. the big tease.
But you did?
a little bit.
Tasos, did you lose a total
away.
tease last year?
Huh?
Did you lose a total tease last year at any point?
No, undefeated.
People's they've been asking in the comments, and that's 3 weeks. I know you already said that, but 3 weeks in, this is the first time you're pulling out, which might have been the most successful thing you used last week or last year.
You got to be careful with it though. Like the first 2 weeks of the NFL, literally like the teaser
weird.
bump.
Yep. Fair enough.
And actually, in the Oracle this week, I actually hit. I had a bad week, but the one area where again, I'm consistent with it. The teasers, I hit 2 teasers. I had a plus 180 and I hit a minus 140. I hit 2 teasers, so I mean, I did. And then the one teaser I lost. I think one of the 4 legs, and it was like by a point. So, it's been. Listen, the teasers. I don't know what it is. I just have a sixth sense with it. But yeah, I mean, both of those games, they're both division rivalries with a recent history of high scoring games. Yep. With the Niners, the one area where I was waiting for that one was to see what Mac Jones did. And honestly, Mac Jones looked pretty good. Threw 3 touchdowns last week, over 250 yards. As a Patriots fan, it hurt. It was nice to see him play well. It also hurt to see him play well because it's like we could have had that if we just had competent coaching and, everything else, I guess, offensive line, receivers, although the Niners don't really have any receivers right now.
They had a good team.
Yeah. But, and I think Arizona, like their defense, I'm not impressed. Like the Saints, they didn't really, I mean, the Saints, I don't know if I'd say they stopped them more than the Saints stopped themselves. I just think all 4 of those teams are they're very similar in the sense that all of them have enough offense where they can score points, but all of them have some shaky defenses where it's like, I can see either one side really getting their way or even both teams going in a shootout. So I think with the lines being 37.5 and 38.5, you really don't need much. So I think the total tease is the way to go here because the rest of the totals smell.
Yeah,
I'll give you credit because you picked out one of the only ones where I'm like, I would probably personally take Colts Titans under.
Yeah, I think that's a decent look. Obviously, that's why I would go in that direction. I like yours a lot. I think that you obviously have the history, but 2, there's not a. I mean, you named 4 teams, not a single defense that I would say is all that great. I mean, the out of all 4 of those, like the Cardinals, Saints, Panthers first couple weeks? Like, you're telling me that even a Mac Jones-led 49ers can't come in there and put up 20 points, which is essentially all they're going to need to
Yeah.
do theoretically, right? So, yeah, I can't deny the total tease here. And also, I said this so many times last year. It's like, at what point am I going to try and argue someone that is just smacking these total teases right in my face? You know what I mean? Like you
Yep.
you made a name for yourself last year. People in the comments were calling you the big tease. And here you are again. So yeah, I can't necessarily hate it, especially in a spot in which we've both said that totals might not be the best look overall. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I can't necessarily hate it. Um, all right,
Fade
we
me.
got we got through the round that seemed like it might have been the toughest part. Now we're gonna move on
Yep.
to the fade me round here. If you guys don't know what this round is, you're gonna see a wheel on your screen again. That just like right away in the show, you have 3 Ev slices, you have 3 Tasso slices. Whoever this lands on gets to make a pick across the entire board. No specific wheel spin or anything like that to get to a specific category. You can take any play out there. The other person has to take the opposite. Tasos, you got me last week. You got fade me. You took the Chargers money line. I had to ride with the Raiders money line, and I ended up losing, right? So it's obviously a crucial time. Did it lead to you getting a W? Not so much, but it certainly was helpful, right? So let's go ahead and spin it. Do you have a strong fade me this week? He does. He always does. Let's spin it.
I have one that I know is going to make you so mad if I get it.
Nope, it's gonna be me. Keep going. Keep going.
It's gonna be
Keep
you.
on
Yeah,
going.
that's fine. Mine was a good one. You would have been pretty upset with the one I was going to give you.
Really? Because I might be
Mhm.
the first one to pull out like one of those annoying heavy favorite plays.
I wonder if you're going to go the route I was going to go. Go ahead. I want to
Okay.
see what
All
you
right.
do.
Interesting. I think I'm looking because this team's also not going to go 0-3 to start the year. I
Oh,
think
no.
that
It's not.
okay.
I'm well planned. Okay.
By the way, guys, before I even say this, I just want to make it clear because even Tassos kind of did it last week. Fade me is an interesting round because Tassos has to take the other side. I already mentioned that, but let me clarify. He has to take the other side of this. So even though if I take a heavily juiced play or something like that, Tassos has to take the other side, and I'm hoping to pigeonhole him into a big time, -1 unit loss. Kansas City Chiefs money line, Tassos. Plus 255. You are now the biggest Giants fan in the world, maybe the only one at this point, at plus 251. That's decent odds, but we talked about the Texans, Tassos. You're telling me the Chiefs are going to go 0-3 to start the season? Now, did they have the easiest of schedules? No, but here's where it starts. Giants money line is in your back pocket right now. How do you feel about that? You look like you love it.
You know how I said I thought you were going to be mad?
Yeah,
This is
looks like you're
probably
looks like you're
worse.
big old
This
mad.
is worse. Oh my god. Dude, this is kind of scary how like in tune we are this week in terms of how we see the board. I think we both very much see it the same.
Yeah.
There is no way.
Is that what
There's
you were going
no
with?
way the Chiefs are going 0-3.
Yeah, I
And
know.
this is and I hate doing it because obviously I hate comparing the Chiefs and Patriots because I want my Patriots to be the only great dynasty that's ever existed. But if this is not the most we're on to Cincinnati game I've ever seen, like
Yeah.
you lose two, everybody's down on you right now. ESPN,
Chargers, Eagles
every
too. Chargers, Eagles. It's like, dude, all right, we
two
get it. We
tough
played.
teams. Like
Yeah.
they're tough opponents, and it's like everybody's down. Everything I've seen on ESPN the last 2 days is like, oh, the Chiefs dynasty, kingdom in trouble, and all these things, and they're showing, Travis Kelce frustrated, and Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid exchanging, some heated words with each other, and it's like I've seen so many negative things about the Chiefs, and it's like, guys, they lost by 6 to the Chargers, they lost by 3 to the Eagles without all of their weapons. All their weapons.
Travis Kelce dropped a touchdown that ended up being intercepted too.
Yeah. Xavier Worthy is projected to play against the Giants in this game. He's projected to come back. It's the Giants. And I think the thing is that everybody's going to overreact now. This is the overreaction season. It's so early. Russell Wilson throwing for almost 500 yards
Yeah.
against like Cowboys defense and how tight they played. Everyone's going to be like, whoa, what was that? And it's like, well, the Cowboys defense sucks. And that's what that was. I'm taking Chiefs spread in this game. And actually, it was funny enough, you can get it for like plus money right now, minus
Yeah.
6.5. The Chiefs are going to roll in this game. They're going to destroy. Spoiler for the Oracle. I'm taking the Chiefs spread. I might even go alternate spread. They are going to destroy the
And
New York
spoiler for
Giants.
Sunday night. Tasos just spoiled his entire week.
Oh yeah, Sunday Night Football. I forgot this is the game. I forgot this is the game. I'm rolling Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to steamroll. This Giants team is not good. Brian Daboll will be fired by the end of the year. Russell Wilson will be benched by the end of the year. And listen, I was impressed. I genuinely was. When he throws those moon balls, it's still one of the prettiest things you can watch in football.
That throw before the interception or whatever it was.
Yeah, the Malik Neighbor touchdown, the last one.
Unreal.
The one that went right in the breadbasket in that touchdown where it's crazy. Double coverage, too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is not a good football team. The Chiefs, I'm not saying the Chiefs definitely, and this is why I actually bet the Eagles last week and got it. I think the Chiefs do genuinely have some problems. This team reminds me a lot of the 2019 Patriots. I know they started off the season really, really hot, but they reminded me of that team in the sense where it's like they're still good, but you can tell this is not the same old Patriots. This is not the same old Chiefs. Like they have cracks in the foundation that can't be fixed on the fly.
Yep.
Like there's been years in the past where the Chiefs start off slow or they look sloppy, and it's like, hey, they'll figure it out as we go along. I don't think they have the team to do that, but yeah, I mean, this is a great, minus 255. The only benefit I can take here is that you're not going to win much of a
exactly, and that
well,
is
I still lose a unit though, so
exactly that is kind of like
one loss already.
That's the big thing with Fade Me. It's like obviously I don't take a big old chunk from this one, but at the same time, I'm trying to guarantee you a side that you don't necessarily like. He's throwing the water bottle. So sounds like you liked your board. You liked my board a little bit more though. With Fade Me.
Did I just put a dent in the wall?
No, great. That's not great.
No, we're good. No, we're good. I don't see. I looked for a second. I'm like, what is that? No, we're good.
If the Giants win, I'll put a dent in my wall.
If the Giants win, yeah, you have a massive dent in your wall. Yeah, no, we're good.
Right, cool. He's good.
No, I like my board. I love my board going into
Until
that last round, and then
Fade Me gets us like that. It really does.
Can I tell you what my pick was? Because it was literally going down the same avenue.
We've been doing that weekly, and I think that's a decent look. Like last week, mine was Bengals. I said that. Got kind of lucky, but we've actually probably helped some people out with that type of look. But go ahead. What do you got?
Mine wasn't. To be fair, it was not exactly the same thing, but it was pretty in the same ballpark of taking a really good team versus a team that's not so great. I was going spread. I was giving you Green Bay Packers. I was taking Packers.
Okay, I was gonna say you're giving me Packers.
No. I was taking Packers minus 5.5, which was minus 153 on Novig, and you're gonna have to take Browns plus 5.5.
Same strategy.
Yep, because the Browns look terrible. I mean, they were interesting week one, but this Packers team looks like a juggernaut, and this Cleveland team, Joe Flacco. Great career, but at this point, like if you're Cleveland, you just put the young guys out and just figure out who's gonna this team is not good, and I think Green Bay's gonna steamroll them.
I think that I should say everybody should be learning that this Packers team is legit. Like I know you call them to win the NFC and whatnot. Like this team's very, very good. Like very, very good.
And I think people are still very hesitant. You can see it in the market. Like there's still people even last week. Like I think I don't remember if you had them, but I had Packers against the Commanders. It was the easiest bet I made all week. I mean, it's like. I think people are still in that disbelief of they have Micah Parsons, they don't know the offense, and no, even if the offense isn't playing at the most efficient pace, their defense is just so damn good.
They are so damn good. So yeah, I guess I would have hated to have that spot too. We both came in with the same strategy. We saw the board very, very clearly this week, which is good.
We could be bad.
We could both be dopes this week. You know what I mean? Like someone watching that wants to tail or fade, you're riding the same wavelength either way. But either way, I do think that we both have decent boards. Like I like your touchdown prop. I like your obviously money line play. Kind of we were in the same headspace, obviously, for that Fade Me pick. The big team. Yep. We got some good spots here. Anything else you want to leave the people with before we close out week number 3? I mean, you bouncing back with a win this week? I'm sure you're going to say you are.
I think so. I'm going to be honest. This is, and I'm usually Mr. Confidence here, but I genuinely, I love your board. And so I love your board. And so it's really tough for me to go ahead. Actually, the only pick I don't necessarily love is that total, which is fine. But that's the only hope I have is that somewhere else something slips up. But your board is good. We are on the same wavelength. I agree with everything except for the total. And even that I don't hate. So I just, that fate. This happens with you when you put these fade me's out there and just sucks the life out
I
of the
know.
room, and I'm like, great. Now what? I was feeling so good, and now I'm like, damn,
I
damn.
know, and let's not forget. So anyone that's like crabby in the comments being like, "Oh, that's unfair to do that and fade me," Tassos tried to do
That's
that to
what,
me,
yeah,
and in theory, I mean, I don't know if it's the same thing, Tassos, because we're talking playoff teams at that point, right? But Tassos tried to give me a Giants last year in a sense for the plus 250, and guess what? I took it home. So it could
yep,
backfire for sure. Maybe the Chiefs do just stink, and maybe Russell Wilson is legit. Whoever knows? But I really do appreciate everyone tuning in. We've had great support from everyone that watches to start the NFL season. And the great thing is that we're not stopping here, right? Like we're putting in the
yeah.
work. Tassos, you are putting out a bunch of college football stuff each and every week. Very excited. So really do appreciate everyone tuning in. Got any last words for the people back home?
Yeah, I would just say, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, you are missing out. I mean, between you, me, and Trey, the amount of content we're putting out, just football. We're not even talking. You're still doing your MLB stuff
Yep.
all week
Trey's still
long. Trey's still doing
WNBA.
WNBA all week long. Like the amount of content we're pushing out, but for football, I mean, you're doing Thursday night, Monday night. Your weekly picks. You're doing parlays. You're doing stuff like that. Trey's got his weekly picks. I've got college football, which now we're doing. We have 4 ranked videos to do this week. So we got a lot of great college football games this week. I've been crushing it last week. If you take college
Yeah.
football weekly picks and the Clash of Titans, I think I went 15-6 last week. So like college football, I've been on a heater the last couple of weeks. And then, obviously Oracle. And then now Sundays, we're doing the live stream with
Yep.
the player props. And so there's just like a lot of great stuff. And I think this is the number one thing. And I actually just will close off on this is I had a couple of friends. I was telling them I went to the Red Sox game on Sunday versus the Yankees, which shout out the Red Sox, took care of business. My buddies that I had, they're like acquaintances of a friend where it's like I don't, we don't hang out too often, and they're like, oh, asking me about Guy Boston Sports, and the number one thing ever, and I get this so much is like, why don't you guys charge for picks? And I'm like, because that's not what we do. That's not our
Yeah.
brand. And I think that's one thing. Like, if you're not subscribed, you're missing out because other channels would do the same thing we do, but charge you for a lot of the picks we give out. We're doing it for 100% free.
Yep.
Every pick, every data point we gave out, every analysis to a pick, it's all out there. It's 100% free. So if you're not subscribed, you're just missing out, honestly, on, even if you don't love the picks, you're missing out on just free like information. Like we're giving
Yep.
out reasons behind all the
Free
picks.
information, entertainment, everything. 100%.
Yeah, so you're just missing out. So if you haven't, hit the subscribe button because I'm telling you guys, it's still very early in the year. There's going to be a ton of great football content coming out all year long.
100%. And those live streams that Tassos is doing too, those will be more consistent. And I have a busy next couple weeks coming up, but then I'll be jumping on with him for those live streams. So you'll have both of us kind of discussing player props and whatnot. It's going to be very fun. So really do appreciate everyone tuning in. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.